Welcome to a journey through Venezuela's turbulent modern history. From the fiery rise of Hugo Chávez and his Bolivarian Revolution to the crises under Nicolas Maduro, culminating in the dramatic U.S. intervention of 2026. This video uncovers the key events, triumphs, and tragedies that shaped a nation. We'll explore coups, elections, sanctions, and the fight for power, ending with Maduro's capture just days ago. Buckle up for a story of revolution, resilience, and reckoning. Venezuela's story begins in the late 1980s, when oil-dependent economy faltered as global prices plummeted. Under President Carlos Andrés Pérez, neoliberal reforms like privatization sparked riots known as the Caracazo in 1989, killing hundreds. This inequality bred discontent, paving the way for a military outsider to challenge the status quo. Hugo Chávez, born in 1954, rose through the army ranks inspired by Simón Bolívar's liberation ideals. Frustrated by corruption, he formed the Revolutionary Bolivarian movement, 200 in the 1980s, blending nationalism and socialism to address the growing divide between rich and poor. In February 1992, Chávez led a failed coup against Pérez, citing embezzlement and failed policies. A second attempt in November also collapsed, landing him in prison. Yet his por ahora speech, meaning for now, turned him into a folk hero among the marginalized. Pardoned by President Rafael Caldera in 1994 amid a banking crisis, Chávez founded the Fifth Republic movement. Campaigning against elite parties, he promised radical change, winning the 1998 election with 56% by vowing to use oil wealth for social justice. Taking office in 1999, Chávez convened an assembly to draft a new constitution, approved by referendum. It expanded rights for indigenous people, women, and the poor, renaming the nation the Bolivarian Republic and enabling missions for education and health funded by rising oil prices. Re-elected in 2000, Chávez launched Barrio Adentro and Misión Robinson, providing Cuban-backed healthcare and literacy programs. Oil revenues surged to $100 per barrel, reducing poverty from 50% to 30%. But critics argued it fostered dependency and corruption. In April 2002, opposition forces ousted Chávez for 47 hours in a coup. Pro-government protests quickly reinstated him, leading to a purge of PDVSA opponents and deeper divisions. A two-month PDVSA strike in late 2002 halted exports costing billions. Chávez fired 18,000 workers, nationalizing more oil assets. While stabilizing production, it alienated skilled labor and began Venezuela's slide into economic mismanagement. Opposition-triggered recall in 2004 saw Chávez win 59%, validated by observers despite fraud claims. This victory emboldened him to expand alliances with anti-U.S. nations like Iran and Russia, straining ties with Washington. By 2005, Chávez proclaimed 21st century socialism, nationalizing key industries. Re-elected in 2006 with 63%, he allied with Cuba for oil for doctors deals, boosting welfare but increasing debt and inflation as oil prices peaked. A 2007 referendum to abolish term limits and expand powers failed narrowly. Chávez's first loss. Undeterred, a 2009 vote succeeded, allowing indefinite re-election amid growing media controls and opposition suppression. In 2010, opposition won parliamentary seats, challenging PSUV dominance. Diagnosed with cancer in 2011, Chávez underwent treatments in Cuba, winning re-election in 2012 but delegating more to allies like Nicolas Maduro. Chávez died on March 5, 2013, after battling cancer. His legacy? Lifting millions from poverty via missions, but also hyperinflation, crime surges, and polarization. Oil-funded populism left Venezuela vulnerable to price drops. As Chávez's chosen successor, bus driver turned foreign minister Nicolas Maduro won a razor-thin 2013 election. Facing falling oil prices, he implemented price controls, but shortages worsened, sparking U.S. sanctions for alleged rights abuses. 2014 saw deadly protest over inflation and crime, with 43 killed. Maduro arrested leaders like Leopoldo Lopez, prompting U.S. sanctions and global criticism. The opposition's 2015 parliamentary majority promised reforms, but Maduro's Supreme Court blocked initiatives, escalating institutional conflicts. Economic woes deepened, with GDP shrinking 6.2%. By 2016, hyperinflation hit 800%, causing widespread hunger. A blocked recall referendum fueled outrage, while over 4 million fled, creating Latin America's largest migration crisis. Maduro's 2017 Constituent Assembly, boycotted by opposition, rewrote rules amid protests, killing 120. Unrecognized abroad, it consolidated power as U.S. financial sanctions intensified. Maduro's 2018 re-election, marred by low turnout and bans on opponents, was rejected by 50-plus countries. U.S. oil sanctions on PDVSA crippled exports, pushing Venezuela toward Russia and China. In 2019, Assembly leader Juan Guaidó claimed interim presidency, recognized by the U.S. and allies. Failed aid deliveries and drone attacks highlighted the stalemate, as migration surpassed 5 million. U.S. indicted Maduro for narco-terrorism in 2020, offering $15 million reward. COVID exacerbated shortages, with PSUV regaining parliament via boycotted elections. By 2022, informal dollarization eased inflation, but inequality persisted. Over 7 million migrants strained neighbors, as Maduro courted investments from allies amid eased U.S. sanctions. Maria Corina Machado won 2023 opposition primaries, but was barred from running. Temporary U.S. sanction relief boosted oil output, yet human rights concerns lingered. In July 2024, Maduro claimed victory amid fraud claims. Opposition's Edmundo Gonzalez alleged a landslide win, leading to reinstated U.S. sanctions and isolation. Under Trump in 2025, U.S. halted oil licenses, raised Maduro's bounty to $50 million, and seized tankers. Strikes on drug boats escalated as Venezuela aligned closer with BRICS nations. December 2025 saw U.S. seize Venezuelan oil tankers and strike alleged drug sites, marking direct operations on soil. Trump claimed stolen reserves, heightening fears of invasion. On January 3, 2026, U.S. forces launched Operation Absolute Resolve, striking Caracas and capturing Maduro and his wife in a raid. They were flown to New York for charges. Vice President Delcy Rodriguez assumed acting presidency, denouncing the kidnapping. Protests erupted. Some celebrated, others stocked supplies amid uncertainty. Casualties reported from strikes. Reactions poured in. UN's Guterres expressed alarm. Colombia's Petro condemned the act. Argentina's Milei supported it, while Cuba rallied allies. U.S. pledged no more actions. As of January 4, 2026, Maduro faces court on January 5th. Trump vows to run Venezuela temporarily for transition. After 27 years of Chavismo, the nation faces rebuilding amid violence, fragmentation, and calls for democracy. As Venezuela stands at a crossroads after 27 years of Chavismo, the path ahead is uncertain but full of potential for change. Thank you for joining us on this journey through revolution, crisis, and reckoning. If you found this insightful, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more deep dives into global stories. Until next time, stay informed.